Connor Charles Hellebuyck, born May 19, 1993, is an American professional ice hockey player who is a goaltender for the Winnipeg Jets of the National Hockey League, NHL.
After playing one season in the North American Hockey League with the Odessa Jackalopes, Hellebuyck was selected by the Jets in the 5th round, 130th overall, of the 2012 NHL entry draft.
He spent 2 years with the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, where he received the inaugural Mike Richter Award as the top goaltender in college hockey. Hellebuyck started his professional career during the 2014-15 season with the Jets' American Hockey League affiliate, the St. John's IceCaps. Hellebuyck began as a starter with the Jets during the 2016-17 season, where he quickly amassed success. Considered one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, Hellebuyck is a Hart Memorial Trophy winner as the league's most valuable player, 3-time Vezina Trophy winner as the best goaltender in the league, and 2-time William M. Jennings Trophy winner for allowing the fewest goals against. Internationally, Hellebuyck represents the United States. At the 2026 Winter Olympics, he was their starting goaltender, helping them win Olympic gold for the first time since 1980. Early life. Hellebuyck was born on May 19, 1993, in Commerce Township, Michigan, to parents Chuck and Aaron. His father is a technical training engineer and former stock car racing driver, while his mother is an artist and children's books author. Hellebuyck is the middle of 3 siblings. His older brother Chris also played hockey before retiring in 2016-17. Playing career. Amateur. After completing his high school career at Walled Lake Northern High School in Commerce Township, Michigan, Hellebuyck played 1 year of junior hockey as a member of the Odessa Jackalopes, a franchise that had been a minor league affiliate of the New York Islanders but had recently moved to junior hockey as part of the North American Hockey League, NAHL. Hellebuyck went from being virtually unknown to a top prospect while playing in Odessa, and was drafted by the Winnipeg Jets following his season in Odessa. Hellebuyck earned a scholarship to play for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks in the NCAA Men's Division I Hockey East Conference, where in 2 seasons he played 54 games and compiled a 38-12-2 record with a .946 save percentage, 1.60 goals against average, and 12 shutouts. He won the Hockey East Championship and made a Frozen Four appearance in his freshman year. Lowell would repeat as Hockey East champions the following year, and Hellebuyck became the only player in Hockey East history to be named tournament MVP twice. Following his second year, Hellebuyck's outstanding play was rewarded with a selection to the 2013-14 All-Hockey East first team. For the 2013-14 season, Hellebuyck was awarded the inaugural Mike Richter Award as the top goaltender in college hockey. Hellebuyck departed UMass Lowell as the school's shutout leader with 12 shutouts in 54 games, surpassing former National Hockey League and former UMass Lowell goaltender Carter Hutton. He also owns single-season records for best save percentage, .952, and GAA, 1.37, both in 2012-13. Professional. Hellebuyck chose to forego his final 2 years of college eligibility by signing a 3-year entry-level contract with the Winnipeg Jets on April 5, 2014. He was immediately assigned to the St. John's IceCaps, the Jets' American Hockey League (AHL) affiliate, for the remainder of the season but did not play a game. When speaking of his decision, Hellebuyck said, "After 2 great years, I had to look at my career as a whole and think about my next step. After talking to both teams, it was a very difficult decision, but I thought my play was ready for the next level." After being cut from the Winnipeg Jets training camp, Hellebuyck spent the entirety of the 2014-15 season with the IceCaps. Hellebuyck started the season sharing the net with Peter Budaj, but quickly became the IceCaps starter by mid-November. Through his first 6 starts, Hellebuyck earned his first professional shutout, had a .955 save percentage, and tied for 8th in the league in goals against average, GAA. He was recognized as the CCMHL Player of the Week for the period ending on November 23rd. During the week, Hellebuyck won all 4 of his starts while recording 2 shutouts. Although the IceCaps continued to struggle with an Eastern Conference worst goals against record, Hellebuyck tied for 4th among all goalies in wins and 3rd among league rookies in save percentage.
He was subsequently selected for the 2015 AHL All-Star Game. When asked about Hellebuyck's start, IceCaps head coach Keith McCambridge said, "I'm not one to use the word surprise haphazardly, but yeah, I have been surprised." Hellebuyck recorded his fourth shutout of the season on February 7, 2015, against the Portland Pirates, and his fifth the following night against the Hartford Wolfpack. On April 10th, Hellebuyck was called up by the Jets to dress as the backup goaltender for one game. Hellebuyck finished his rookie season with a .28225 record, 2.58 GAA, and 0.921 save percentage. Hellebuyck during his tenure with the Manitoba Moose. Following the 2014-15 season, the IceCaps moved to Winnipeg for the 2015-16 season and were renamed to the Manitoba Moose. After appearing in 2 preseason games with the Winnipeg Jets, Hellebuyck was reassigned to the Moose. He began the season in the starting role with Eric Comrie as his backup. Hellebuyck started in 8 of the team's first 11 games while posting a 2.12 average and a .939 save percentage. On November 22, 2015, the Jets called up Hellebuyck after Andre Pavelec was injured during a game against the Arizona Coyotes. He made his NHL debut on November 27th against the Minnesota Wild and stopped 15 shots on net in the 3-1 win. Hellebuyck also won his second NHL game on December 2nd against the Toronto Maple Leafs with 32 saves in the 6-1 win. Later that month, on December 27th, Hellebuyck recorded his first NHL shutout in a 1-0 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins. This was the Jets' first shutout of the season and ended their 2-game losing streak. Despite remaining in the NHL, Hellebuyck was selected to represent the Manitoba Moose at the 2016 AHL All-Star Game. Hellebuyck returned to the AHL in January once Pavelec recovered from his injury. He finished his first stint in the NHL with a 1.3110 record, 2.34 goals against, and a .918 save percentage, becoming the starter 2016 to 2019.
Hellebuyck attended the Winnipeg Jets training camp ahead of the 2016-17 season and made the team's opening night roster alongside Michael Hutchinson. Prior to opening night, he was granted permission from Dan Snyder's family to wear the jersey number 37 in his honor. The number had not been worn by anyone in the Thrashers Jets franchise since his death in 2003. Hellebuyck and Hutchinson shared the crease throughout the season, where both struggled to maintain consistency. By January, Hellebuyck had a 13-12-1 record through 26 games, as the Jets were 3 points out of a playoff spot. Hellebuyck finished his rookie season with a 26-19-4 record through 56 games and a 2.89 goals against average, .907 save percentage, and 4 shutouts. He also played the most games of any goaltender aged 23 and younger in the NHL. On July 24, 2017, the Jets re-signed Hellebuyck to a 1-year contract worth $2.25 million. After making the opening night roster after the Jets' 2017-18 development camp, Hellebuyck played the majority of the season alongside Steve Mason. After Mason had a poor few games and suffered from a string of injuries, Hellebuyck became the de facto starter for the Jets for the remainder of the season. Hellebuyck excelled in his role as starter, recording 23 wins through 35 games, including 3 shutouts, a .923 save percentage, and 2.36 GAA. Hellebuyck was also recognized as an NHL Star of the Week twice. The first time came on December 31 after he recorded a perfect .300 record with a 1.67 goals against average, .952 save percentage, and 1 shutout over 3 games. His second Star of the Week honor came on January 22 after he stopped 59 of 60 shots against over 2 games. He was subsequently named to the 2017 NHL All-Star Game for the first time, alongside teammate Blake Wheeler. On March 8th, Hellebuyck set a franchise record for most wins in a season by a goaltender after making 41 saves to clinch his 35th win. Hellebuyck finished the season with a 44-11-9 record in 67 games, setting the record for the most single-season wins by an American goaltender in the NHL, previously held by Tom Barrasso of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He also tied with Wayne Stevenson for the record of most home wins by a goaltender in a single season, with 30. Hellebuyck also set a franchise record with 9 shutouts, a .924 save percentage, and 9 straight wins to end the regular season. As a result of his successful play, Hellebuyck was named a Vezina Trophy runner-up as the league's top goaltender behind Pekka Rinne. Hellebuyck and the Jets qualified for the 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 2015 after finishing second overall in the Central Division. Hellebuyck made his playoff debut in the Jets' Round 1 series against the Minnesota Wild. Over 5 games against the Wild, Hellebuyck recorded 2 shutouts to lead the Jets to their first playoff series win in franchise history. Hellebuyck then set another franchise record by making 47 saves in Game 1 of the second round against the Nashville Predators. This was the most saves in a playoff game in Jets/Thrashers franchise history. While the series was pushed to 7 games, Hellebuyck made 36 saves in the 5-1 win to lead the Jets to the Western Conference Final. Once the Jets were eliminated from the playoffs, Hellebuyck signed a 6-year, $37 million contract extension. In the first year of his new contract, Hellebuyck failed to match the success of his previous season. Through the first 23 games of the 2018-19 season, Hellebuyck maintained a .971 record with a 2.98 GAA and a .907 save percentage. As such, the Jets began relying more on backup Laurent Brossoit, who had a .411 record. Hellebuyck continued to struggle early in the season until November when he improved his record to 13.81. However, head coach Paul Maurice continued to rely on both Hellebuyck and Brossoit, saying, "We've got a luxury here. We've got 2 goaltenders that we really feel confident in playing." On December 31st, 2018, Hellebuyck recorded his 100th career win against the Edmonton Oilers. By the NHL's bye week in late January, Hellebuyck ranked 3rd among goaltenders with 21 wins. Through the month of March, Hellebuyck continued to improve and maintained a 2.62 GAA and a .922 save percentage. He also played in his 200th career NHL game on March 10, 2019 against the Washington Capitals. After earning his 14th career NHL shutout on March 23rd, Hellebuyck and the Jets qualified for the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. They faced off against the St. Louis Blues in the first round, where they fell in 6 games. Hellebuyck finished the 2018-19 regular season with 34 wins and 23 losses through 63 games. Vezina trophies, MVP, and ongoing success, 2019-present. Hellebuyck started the 2019-20 season strong, allowing 2 goals or fewer in 5 of his first 6 starts. He recorded his first shutout of the season on October 20th, 2019, against the Edmonton Oilers. On November 2nd, Hellebuyck set a personal career best with 51 saves in a 3-2 win over the San Jose Sharks. This was also the most shots saved by a goaltender since the Jets moved to Winnipeg in 2011. By the end of December, Hellebuyck was tied for 3rd in the league with 17 and led all goaltenders in shutouts. As a result, Hellebuyck was named to his 2nd NHL All-Star game alongside teammate Mark Scheifele. On January 14, 2020, Hellebuyck recorded his 4th shutout of the season to end the Jets' 6-game losing streak. He also clinched the franchise record for most shutouts with 18, surpassing Andrei Pavelec. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the regular season was paused on March 12, 2020. At the time of the pause, Hellebuyck ranked 2nd in the NHL in wins with 31, 1st in shutouts, and 7th in save percentage among goalies who played at least 20 games. His efforts helped the Jets maintain a 3-7-2-8 record and advance to the 2020 Stanley Cup qualifiers once the NHL resumed play. The Jets faced off against the Calgary Flames in the qualifiers round, but were eliminated in 4 games. On September 21st, before Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Hellebuyck was named the winner of the Vezina Trophy, becoming the first goalie in Winnipeg Jets/Atlanta Thrashers history to win the award.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020-21 season was pushed back until January 13, 2021, for a 56-game regular season.
The Jets were also temporarily realigned into the North Division, where they would only compete against Canadian teams. On February 4th, Hellebuyck won his 153rd NHL game as the Jets beat the Calgary Flames 4-1, breaking the Jets' Thrashers franchise record for wins by a goaltender. The Jets experienced a 4-game winning streak through February, which ended on February 29th against the Canucks. At the time, Hellebuyck and the Jets had maintained a winning 13-7-1 record. Through the first week of April, Hellebuyck won 3 consecutive games, including 1 shutout, and led the NHL in shots against, saves, and minutes played. In recognition of his efforts, Hellebuyck was named the NHL's first Star of the Week for the week ending on April 11th. At the conclusion of the regular season, Hellebuyck ranked in the top 5 of the league with 23 wins and 4 shutouts through 44 games. Hellebuyck then played all 4 games of the Jets' sweep of the Edmonton Oilers in the North Division first round. However, the Jets were then swept in the North Division second round by the Montreal Canadiens. Hellebuyck during a game against the Washington Capitals in 2022. During the 2022 offseason, Hellebuyck contracted COVID-19, which resulted in fatigue and headaches. Despite missing a spleen, Hellebuyck stated he handled the virus better than predicted. Although the NHL returned to pre-pandemic play, over 40 games were postponed due to concerns of the virus, and the NHL's scheduled Christmas break was started 48 hours earlier. On April 24, 2022, Hellebuyck played in his 380th game as a Winnipeg Jet, and he earned his 200th career win as the Jets beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-1 at home at the Canada Life Centre in Winnipeg. This also set a new franchise record for most games played and won by a Jets goaltender. Hellebuyck was voted by fans to play in the 2023 NHL All-Star Game alongside Jets defenseman Josh Morrissey.
Hellebuyck finished the 2022-23 season with a 37-25-2 record, 2.49 GAA, and a .920 save percentage. He tied for third in wins among NHL goaltenders and tied with Jussi Saros for most games played. He was named a Vezina Trophy finalist for the 3rd time in his career. On October 9, 2023, Hellebuyck, along with Mark Scheifele, both signed a 7-year, $59.5 million contract extension with the Jets. The 2023-24 season proved a great success for the Jets. The team finished 4th in the NHL, while Hellebuyck had a 37-19-4 record, a 2.39 goals against average, and a .921 save percentage. The Jets allowed a league-low 199 goals in 82 games, and as a result, Hellebuyck received the William M. Jennings Trophy. He was the first Jets goaltender to win the award. He also won the Vezina Trophy for the 2nd time in his career. The postseason ended in disappointment, with the Jets losing their first-round series against the Colorado Avalanche in 5 games, with Hellebuyck's goaltending called into question. Hellebuyck and the Jets started the 2024-25 season strong, winning 8 consecutive games since opening night. During this run, Hellebuyck was named the NHL's 2nd Star of the Week for the week ending on October 13th. He later made his 500th career start in an 8-3 win over the San Jose Sharks. Ultimately, the winning streak ended on October 29th in a 6-4 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Later, in his 538th game, Hellebuyck attained his 300th win with a 5-2 home ice win against the Nashville Predators on January 7, 2025, becoming the 3rd fastest goaltender to 300 wins, after Andrei Vasilevsky and Jacques Plante. Hellebuyck finished the regular season with 47 wins and a goals against average of 2.00, leading the league in both categories. The Jets allowed only 191 goals across 82 games, and he received the Jennings Trophy for the 2nd consecutive year, in addition to being a Vezina Trophy finalist for the 5th and 3rd consecutive time. For the first time, Hellebuyck was voted a finalist for the Hart Memorial Trophy, awarded by the Professional Hockey Writers Association to the most valuable player of the regular season. On June 12, 2025, Hellebuyck was announced as the winner of both his 3rd Vezina Trophy and 1st Hart Trophy,
becoming the first goaltender to win the Hart since Carey Price in the 2014-2015 season.
Hellebuyck started the 2025-26 season strong, posting an .860 record with a 2.51 goals against average and a .913 save percentage through 14 games.
On November 22, 2025, he had arthroscopic knee surgery to repair an injury from training camp and was expected to be out around 4 to 6 weeks. He came back earlier than expected on December 13, 2025, for Nino Niederreiter's 1,000th career NHL game. He posted an excellent .960 save percentage, stopping 24 of the 25 shots he faced against the Washington Capitals. Hellebuyck was chosen by the United States to play at the 2015 World Championship and would backstop the United States to a bronze medal in the tournament. He posted a record of .710 with a pair of shutouts during his 8 tournament games. He would also finish with a 1.37 goals against average and a .948 saving percentage. His 7 wins tied a U.S. record for most in a single tournament set in 1939. Hellebuyck had been named to the initial roster of Team North America for the 2016 World Cup of Hockey. In February of 2025, the NHL hosted the Four Nations Face-Off, the first international tournament with full league participation in almost 10 years. Hellebuyck was the starting goaltender for the Americans, who ultimately lost to Canada in the final. On January 2, 2026, Hellebuyck was named to Team USA's roster for the 2026 Winter Olympics, serving as the team's starting goaltender during the men's tournament, in which the United States reached the championship final against Canada. He made 41 saves in the final, a new record for an Olympic final with NHL participation, playing a crucial role in the United States' 2-1 victory in overtime. Teammate Matthew Tkachuk credited him with one of the best performances of all time, and he was named both goalkeeper of the tournament and a tournament all-star. Personal life. Hellebuyck and his wife Andrea have 2 children together. In 2023, Hellebuyck co-authored 2 children's books about mental health with Tom Van Dyke, titled Bucky Beats the Blues and Is Something Wrong with Weasel?